Hello student, today we have to discuss the single phase induction motor. In this lecture we have to learn the single phase AC motor. So in a single phase AC motor, every day in our daily routine life we people are use the single phase induction motor. So how it works and what are the different characteristic and what we can say that the classification of this induction motor, so that we will see in this lecture and we understand how it works actually. Basically we all know people that single phase induction motor is not a self-started motor and it has not the starting torque, both the moment. That's why we are always talk about the it has the own theory to rotate, and that's we know that's a theory is called the double revolving field theory. So we learn that double revolving field theory in this lecture also. Firstly, we will talk about the basics of the single phase AC motor. In a single phase AC motor are the most widely used the domestic and commercial sorry domestic and commercially appliances and people are using nowadays. All the single phase AC motors in India were designed and operate on a 230 volt or plus or minus 10% frequency 50 hertz. Okay, so this is my class notes. I have written my class notes on myself. So I have collected a lot of points to understand very easily to the students. So just now we compare the single phase induction motor with the three phase. So the basically single phase induction motor, I have told you the three phase induction motor is a self-started motor, but the single phase induction motor is not a self-started motor. So that's why we have to put some more efforts to start the machine. So the major drawbacks of the single phase induction motor is nothing. It does not have the self-starting torque, reduce the efficiency as compared to the three phase. It has you never achieve the more than 65% efficiency with the use of single phase induction motor. The power factor is always it's a 0.55 to 0.6 in between, whereas the efficiency or the power factor are the quite high in case of the in the case of the three phase induction motor. For the same rating of a single phase induction motor, the much larger in size as compared to the three phase induction motor. On the basic of the construction method, we have just a different classification A, B and C. So just we classified as a single phase induction motor, then we classified with the single phase commutator motor and the unexcited synchronous motor. Just see this single phase induction motor, further we classified as a split phase type capacitor start and capacitor run shaded pole type. B, in a single phase commutator motor, it's a AC series motor, universal motor and repulsion motor. It's a standard and advanced motor as compared to the single phase split phase motor. Now, and further advanced motor, it is unexcited synchronous motor, that is called reluctance motor and hysteresis motor. These two are the further advanced motor available in the market. So now we just see the single phase circuit diagram of the single phase induction motor. Any motor itself have a two main part. First is the stator part and another one is the rotor part. But in the rotor part, especially we use the cage rotor for the single phase induction motor. So, and now the stator is a stationary part of the single phase induction motor. We know that it consists of the stator core and distributed AC distributed winding with the squirrel cage type. When the stator winding is fed from a one-phase AC supply, it produces a magnetic flux which is alternating. It is a synchronously rotating magnetic field. In case of three-phase induction motor, alternating flux in the air gap cannot produce a torque if a rotor is a stationary, omega s equal to 0. Hence single phase induction motor is not a self-started. We know that in the three phase induction motor, three different winding, three different phases generate three different magnetic field, and that magnetic field is the rotating magnetic field. But here you know that we have a single phase, so if that phase develops the rotating magnetic field, that is alternating rotating magnetic field. It's not the rotating magnetic field, it is the alternating, so that never develops the rotating torque, yeah, the production of the torque is zero when you start the machine. But if you are just giving a small effort, if you just with your hand you just give a small torque when you start the machine, then it rotate automatically. So we'll see that thing how it works. So for that, the single phase rotor is initially give some start to the either. I have told you about that. To obtain the starting torque and make the motor self-starting, the extra winding we required for the single phase induction motor. Actually in a single phase induction motor we have only a stator winding, but stator winding is not enough to start the machine. That's why we need the auxiliary winding also for to rotation of our rotation of the rotor. So the phase angle between this that's why we use another winding, that's for auxiliary winding, either we can say that running winding. So when the phase angle between these two windings should be a large to produce the maximum starting torque. So we can say that this is the condition if we have the split phase theory, if we use the split phase theory. So for the split phase of the theory, the angle between these two split phases, that gives you the maximum torque, and we know that the maximum angle is 90 degree. That's why you just drew a current up to the 90 degree. So and then we generate the torque. So this is the circuit diagram of our machine. This is a centrifugal switch and starting or auxiliary winding, main or running winding. This is the one phase AC supply should give with this, and centrifugal switch is after when you start the machine, this starting winding is used at that moment, and after the 50 to 60-70% speed when you achieve, then after it is the removed with the system. That's called. Now we just study the double revolving field theory. According to this double revolving field theory, produce the single phase AC supply an alternating sinusoidal magnetic field which can resolve in a two component, and each component has the magnitude equal and maximum alternate. That means this theory is told about when we start the machine, that time it is not operated. That's why we assume that we have the two magnetic field. We assume that two magnetic field, but both the magnetic field has the same amplitude, but they have the force in equal and opposite direction. That's why it is not rotated. This is the assumptions we assume that this happened. That's why. But how it happens? So which is mechanically, we just technically we prove that this is the really happened. That's why it is not the self-starter. That's why we need some auxiliary material to start the machine. So in a one phase machine, when you supply the AC supply, then we have the maximum flux, that is phi m, according to the law. So according to this theory, we have to generate the phi m, and we have told that this the two flux is equal in opposite direction. That means half the flux is available on one direction, half of the flux is available in the another direction. That means we assume that half of the flux on the forward direction and half of the flux is in reverse direction. That's why we have the two flux. That's called double revolving field theory. So phi f is called the forward flux and phi b is the backward flux. Phi f is the anti-clockwise direction, that is the forward, and the backward is the clockwise direction, and both in opposite direction applied. So we have just categorized in 4 different stages. The stage 1, both are in a different direction. When we start the motion from 0 degree, angle between both has a 180 degree. It is called a 0 degree, theta equal to 0 degree, we assume it, and we start the stage 1. So in that, when you measure the resultant flux, the resultant flux is 0 this time. Now this is the case 2. Case 2 is the quarter cycle of the rotation when theta equal to 90 degree. That moment we have both the fluxes on the same direction. That's why phi m by 2 we add this phi m by 2, and finally we achieve the phi m maximum flux at this moment. Now after the half cycle, again both the components phi f and phi b in opposite direction. Now we know that in the case number 1, where we have the phi f, that location, now we have the phi b, and where we have the phi phi b, that location now it's a phi f. Both are in a exactly in a reverse direction. So finally we achieve the 0. It is the 0 resultant flux. And then after theta equal to 270 degree, that is called in a negative minus phi l. So when you draw the final alternative, it's a flux graph. So it is look like this. You can see this. So that's why this is the reason. Now we talk about the speed. So SF is the forward slip generation, and as SB is the reverse slip generation. So when the rotor of a one-phase induction motor rotate in the forward direction, that means in anti-clockwise direction. So that time actual speed is RPM, slip with respect to the forward rotating field. SF is NS minus NR by NS. So that's why NR, the actual speed in the forward direction, is NS is 1 minus SB. Same like we derive the equation for the backward slip also, and but the backward slip is equal to 2 minus forward slip. So this is the, now we understand the characteristic. This is the characteristic of our single phase induction motor. So when you achieve the resultant torque, in which condition you will achieve the resultant torque? When you have TF minus TP. But in which condition you have the TF minus TP is equal to 1? So you know that when SF is equal to 1, SB is equal to 1, so TR is equal to 0, torque is equal to 0. That means that happen in which condition? When SF is equal to 1, SB is equal to 1, that means that moment is called the standstill condition. In the standstill condition is there, then our slip is equal to 1. So when you put as F equal to 0, then SB equal to 2, SF equal to 2, then SB equal to 0. This is proof you can if any exam ask about why the single phase induction motor is not self-started, you all people write this theory. According to the double revolving field theory, it has not the self-started motor. This is the biggest reason we can say that the motor is not the self-started. Okay, so in this lecture we have to learn this thing, and in the next lecture we will study about the different type of single phase induction motor. Thank you.